show tonight. Some of my favorite comics, local comics like Tyler, and LA headliners, who maybe you guys haven't seen. It is a fun, fun group. And like I said a minute ago, I'm Maggie Hyde, your host for tonight. Thank you, which means I get the job of warming you guys up or cooling you down since this is Palm Springs, right? But a little about me. I'm a single mom. Yeah. You know what's hard about being a parent? You have to pretend to enjoy all those things your kids enjoy. Like kids' birthday parties, play dates, their father. But I do surprisingly well on dating apps, and I think it's because my profile says that I don't want kids. And then they find out it's because I have 4. Yeah, 4 sounds like a lot, I know, and it is. There's a lot of people at the bar right now. Did you guys get your drinks? Are they good? Are they good? I was just talking about how hard it is to have kids, but I probably need to get more drinks like you guys, right? Anyway, you know what they say though? I love being a mom, and you know what they say about having kids? It's a lot like making pancakes. First one's kind of fucked up. Probably should have thrown it away. Ooh, a lot of first pancakes out there. We're a sensitive crowd tonight. But I think having kids is a lot more like eating pancakes. You always regret having your 4th one. I'm just kidding, you guys, but I can tell you, in case you were wondering, none of my pancakes like that joke. Especially my first pancake. You won't believe this, guys. She disinvited me from her wedding. And I was so sad. I was like, honey, you don't understand. You don't get redos of special days in your life like weddings, unless you're me. And then you get a couple. Yeah. That's right, in case you couldn't guess, I've been married twice. You can actually get worse at something. Yes. Practice does not always make perfect. Oh boy. But like I was saying, has everybody like a little relieved that there's been a little ease up of the pandemic? It was hard, right? Has everyone found something to do with their mask collection? Other than burn them? I don't know. It was really even hard. It made parenting even harder, right? I got stuck with my youngest, who's a 10-year-old ADD kid who did like 1,000 cartwheels the first day school was canceled, right? Because it used to be easier. We used to sit down to the table and say grace, and now we just say fuck it. Yeah, my youngest, right at the beginning, she loved structure and rules, and she had none. So she came up to me and she told me that she wanted me to have a swear jar. And I was like, I'll pay you $20 to shut the fuck up about the swear jar. And she was like, how about 80? And I was like, I have taught you some fucking things. It was even hard with my older sons, my 19-year-old son. I used to be like, when are you going to stop smoking weed? And now I'm like, when are you going to come home with weed? I told that joke at a 420 show, for a weed show on 420, and there were no weed comics. I don't smoke weed. And I was like, I remembered that the same son last Mother's Day had given me a joint. And he'd been like, Mom, it is my dream to get high with you. And I'm like, that's great. It's my dream to never be sober. I'm kidding. But one of the silver linings of the pandemic for me is I didn't have to lie to my youngest, who at the time was 10, about why I didn't want to take her to Disneyland. Because if you're a parent in Southern California and you can't afford to go to Disneyland and you don't want to take your kid, you're kind of the Grinch, right? It's kind of like a spiritual journey for kids. That's why I used to tell her that the park was in Massachusetts. That was great until she failed geography, right? But I think the real reason that I hate Disneyland is that the rides remind me of a map of all my failed relationships. All right, take the Splash Mountain ride. It reminds me of all my hookups. Never as wet as I thought I would be. And God, I wish there weren't any pictures. And a Small World ride. It reminds me of divorce, right? At the end of the day, you're in the dark, it takes forever, and I'm just stuck with a bunch of singing children. I can still hear them, you guys. I can still hear them. It's a world of lawyers, a world of tears. It's a world of secrets and wasted years. There's so much that we share that it's time to beware. Why did I ask for full custody? Thank you. You did not know that you were getting impromptu karaoke tonight. Did you guys know that they don't serve alcohol at Disneyland? Yeah, you would if you were a parent, right? Yeah. That's one long day. You know, they try to sell California Adventure as a separate theme park. You guys. That is just a bar for grown-ups. I mean, we would go there if there was just a tire swing and a keg, right? Am I right? Yeah. Thank you. That part of my set was sponsored by Knott's Berry Farm. They have booze because they only have Snoopy, right? You got to work with what you have. So I'm here in Palm Springs, and a lot of people from LA. Will anybody admit? I have to kind of admit that I'm a little new agey. It's kind of rubbed off on me, right? Anybody? But you know what? I'm a little new agey, but I'm also practical, right? So I have like crystals in my house for anxiety. And I also take Xanax. And, you know, I had my house feng shuied in case it works. But I also take Xanax, right? Yeah. I have so many Buddhas in my house. I mean, people just keep giving them to me. Like STDs, I guess. You know, just keep leaving them with me. At least it's not candles, right? Gosh. I don't know, what I was about to say just went to a black hole. Kind of like my 20s, but I promise it was brilliant. So dating is hard in Southern California, I think. Any single people out there? Yeah. Yeah, it's hard, right? You did want to... what's your name?
Sam.
Sam, you're single?
Yeah.
You won't be single after tonight. Welcome to Vegas, Mashup. But hopefully you won't have the problem I've had. Like, I've had in LA that on any woman's dating journey in Southern California, you're bound to hit a bunch of snags. And by snags, I mean super new age guys. These are the guys in your yoga class with the man bun and the Om tattoo and the crystal bracelet, right? The best thing about dating these guys is borrowing their jewelry. Yeah. I came to, dating after my last marriage, kind of late, and everything had changed. But I know this is kind of cliche at this point, but I really was surprised by all the dick pics. All you young people are like, oh yeah, right. No, I was really shocked. But they don't turn me on, but they do cheer me up. And I've seen some really creative ones. I've seen dicks photographed next to wine bottles and salad tongs. But by far my favorite was a dick photographed next to a bottle of Lysol. I was like, ooh, big and clean. Another silver lining of the pandemic is it gave me an excuse to give up on dating apps, because I really do hate them. I mean, I really do think they turn people into the equivalent of fast food. They're not good for you, but they're hot and available right now. Yeah, like this one guy I dated. I mean, he was just like Chick-fil-A. Warm, delicious, but my gay friends were not having it. And this other guy, I mean, he was just like Subway, a foot long, but kind of weird with my kid. A lot of Jared fans out there. And the last guy, I mean, he was truly a happy meal. He left a smile on my face, but the toy was the best part. Thank you guys. We're going to get this party started.